guys, how you doing? It's Charlie from Track Beast. So basically this video is my experience with SS1 LEs for the past 5 years. So I've had one ever since they first came out. I saw a Randy Pope's video of him doing a test on it at Laguna Seca. Absolutely fell in love with the car. Absolutely. So the next day I went to a couple of dealers. A couple of dealers wanted $5,000 off a sticker. So I went to a bunch of them, and I found one that would just give it to me at regular sticker price. So I gave him $7 grand. I said, find me one. So a week later, I said I want a red one or a blue one. So about a week later, I get a call. They found a Hyper Blue in Pennsylvania. So I said, get it, grab it. So they drove it up. The next week, I had a Hyper Blue 217 SS1 LE. I think I was one of the first on Long Island to have one, because I never ever saw one. It was like January of 17. So subsequently, absolutely loved that car. Leased it for 39 months. Went back and forth to Florida with it 3-4 times, 1,200 each way. Did auto courses, did track days, beat the living shit out of it for 28,000 miles, and I never had one iota of a problem, zero. I mean, the thing was just flawless. I kept up the fluids, always did oil changes when I had to. You know, just checked everything, checked the brakes, checked this, checked that. I even returned that after doing autocrosses, 28,000 miles, and track days. I returned it with the original brakes. I have no idea, because this car, this is my second one, it only has 18,000 miles, and I've changed the brakes twice on it. I have no clue what happened, but the brakes were just amazing in that car, and I think they were the original Ferrados. The car is just probably one of the best cars Chevy ever made. It is just bulletproof. That motor just pulls like a son of a bitch from any RPM. It's so nice. A lot of times, you know, I just go into a turn in a track, and I pull out of the turn at 3,500 RPMs, and it's got 455 pounds of torque, and it just outpulls almost any other car, and they're revving like crazy. So it's just a torque monster, good strong motor, reliable as shit. And I'm not easy on cars. I used to race cars, so when I'm on the track doing HPDEs, I drive this like a race car, no mercy. And like I said, not one bit of trouble with both the cars so far. And I put over 38,000 miles between the both cars. So I really don't have any complaints about the car. The interior is okay, the interior is nice. Sure, it's not $100,000, you know, BMW or Mercedes interior, but it's half the price, and I've beaten most of them all the time. M4s, M3s, AMGs. I was faster than them all in each HPDE. I also never ever been passed by a Shelby GT350, and I passed many of them. Even if they were on full race like Hoosiers, I still was faster than them. So I was always looking to find a GT350R, but I've never come across one on the track. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll do a lot more track days. So right now I'm in Florida. This now is my Florida car. So I ended up buying a Grand Sport, which you'll see in other videos. So I have a Grand Sport up there this year, so I do track days up there with the Grand Sport, and I do track days down here in Florida with this. We have a lot more videos coming out, so just stay tuned on our channel. Basically, why I fell in love with this car is I think it's very, very muscular, very, very, you know, the big giant brakes, the black rims, the black hood, the black spoilers. It's just a really, really nice package. It's very good looking. You know, some people complain that they can't see out of it. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like 5 years, you get used to it. You use the mirrors. What's so bad about using the mirrors? So I brought the blue car down the last year I had it before I had to return it. And I drove it down and then went to Palm Beach International Raceway. So I went to Palm Beach International Raceway and I got in an advanced class. And in that class was a Shelby GT350 was ahead of me. Ahead of him was an AMG Mercedes, AMG GT, and ahead of him was a Z06 wing Corvette with 650 horsepower. So it was those three cars ahead of me. It was about the third session, and I had my air conditioner on this. I was sitting in the pits and going out on the thing. So I pulled up behind them, and we proceeded to go out. So I shut the AC, and then all of a sudden I got a lot more power, and I started reeling in the cars. First I picked off GT350, and that was running on Hoosier R7s. So those are 40 treadwear, these are 220 treadwear. And I had a stock alignment on this. He had a track alignment. So I passed him. By that time, the AMG passed the Corvette. So then I went after the Corvette, passed the Corvette, and all of these cars way faster in the straightaway than me. And I still ate them in the turns, absolutely ate them. I was up their ass so fast that they had to point me by. And then I proceeded to go after the AMG. So I ended up hitting a little traffic, and on the last lap I was right behind the AMG. Then the checker came out and we had to come in. So one more lap I would have actually lapped the field and passed the AMG. All three very, very capable cars, and all three had very good drivers. They were in the advanced class. So I drive in luxury, go to the track, press a button, and I'm a full-blown track car. Absolutely amazing. I do not know how Chevy made a 3,800-pound car without me in it, maybe almost 4,000 with me in it, handle as well as it does. It is actually a beast in the turns. It goes in and comes out like a raging ape. I don't know what they did to the suspension. It must be some miracle. But if this was 500 pounds lighter, you know, of course you'd have to put carbon fiber everywhere. Carbon fiber disc, carbon fiber wheels, carbon fiber fenders. Get rid of the back seat, really gut it to the max, take out the AC. If this was 500 pounds lighter, I don't think this car could be beaten by much out there. I mean, this thing would be brutally, brutally fast. If this thing's that fast at 3,800 pounds, can you imagine this at 3,300 pounds? I think it would beat Z06s. I think it would take ZL1s. You know, very, very impressive car. So, all in all, if you get one of these cars, right now they're going up in value because they're very scarce. And I've been seeing more and more of these at the track. So guys are understanding that these things are badass. And you know, after I beat a lot of GT250s, 350s, they come up to me and say, damn, those cars are so freaking quick, I never could catch them. And there's a reason. They are just so good. And naturally you have to know how to drive. And I'm a pretty decent driver. So, but they all say that this car is amazing. And I'm seeing more and more of these on the track, especially ZL1 LEs. I mean, I don't think I go to the track and I think there's a minimum of 5 of them at the track. Between ZL1 LEs and regular 1 LEs, there was 5 at PBIR. I went to a car show on Long Island. There was 3 of them, and we actually parked together, and I'll post a picture. So that's why I didn't like white. And the Hyper Blue, I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 Hyper Blues in 5 years. Absolutely love that color and love that car. So if you're going to buy one of these, if you have the means, buy it. Awesome, awesome freaking car. Will beat almost anything its price range and almost double the price range. You know, of course you have to practice and, you know, learn how to drive the car real well. But it is just, if you're skilled, this car will reward you really, really big time. And it'll help new drivers also develop their skills. You know, start in the slower classes, then work your way up. But don't be a pussy. Get these cars on the track, get them on autocrosses, They really are thoroughbreds. They really need, that's where they belong. And I think in the future, these are going to be classics. I'm hearing through the grapevine that Chevy's going to do away with the Camaro after this generation. What a shame. And if they do, I'm going to go out and buy a brand new one and just put it away and use that as my New York car. And I'll keep this down here, because they're doing away with one of the best cars they ever made. And now it seems like there's a demand for them. So hopefully they wake up, see the demand, maybe, you know, do some little changes, make it a little lighter, do whatever just to attract more people. And this car's, you know, I think in the future is going to be a classic. Like I said, highly, highly recommend it. Did a lot of miles on this car. Just really a spectacular car. I've had 150 to 170 cars, not just shit cars, you know, collectible cars. I've had Ferrari 308s, a couple of them. I had a couple of Panteras. I had a Cobra replica. I had a replica of 550 Spider, the car that James Dean died in. 1,200 pounds and 110 horsepower. What an awesome little car. This car is actually probably at the top of the heap, one of my favorites. And those cars I all sold over the years. This one I've had, you know, one or two of them over the past 5 years, but I intend on keeping this forever, this or another one, but I just absolutely love these cars. This, my Grand Sport that's in New York, one of my favorites, and I also had a 67 Corvette convertible with a 427 hood and a work 350 LT1 in it. It wasn't original, I bought it like that. That car was freaking awesome. I never lost a street race with that. It was so light and it just revved so fast. I just beat it right off the line. I was gone. Really, really fun car. I kicked myself in the ass for not keeping that. Actually, there were a couple of cars I really regret selling. But you live and learn. But these are going to be with me forever. So go out and buy one. Enjoy it. Have a great day. Any questions, any comments, post them. And if you like what you see, subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.